What's cracking, y'all? This is Jackson Tolbert, the face behind Busy Fit Blueprint. Today, I'm just here to talk about awareness. So let's get into it. So about 2 days ago, I dropped a video on my 3 principles of training: awareness, breath, and intention. So I'm doing a 3-part series, and today, as you could guess, is going to be on the first principle and the foundation, which is awareness. Okay, so a disclaimer: this is not just a bunch of meditative stuff. This is not abstract. This is very real. Studies show that your brain actually lights up new neural pathways when you actually practice conscious awareness, or what it's called. Essentially, awareness is going to be critical in not just your athletic journey, but just you as a human, as a person. I hear people all the time talk about as the older they get, that the more pain they experience, the more tight they get, the more stretching they have to do, the more they have to go to the chiropractor. Guess what? That's all a symptom of really the same thing, and that's a lack of connection. That happens over time, primarily due to stress or prolonged periods of sitting, which is something that most of us are guilty of. It's just the way the world's moving. But what happens is your brain loses connection to certain areas of your body. And over time, that lack of connection is what leads to your brain and your body locking down certain areas. It's a protective mechanism. The only problem with that is movement becomes restricted. When movement becomes restricted, the less that you actually want to do it, the less that you want to do it, the less that your quality of life can actually be sustained or even improved. I'll make another video on that another day too, though. I think that's really important. Most people know your quality of life can either improve or decrease. It's hard to remain pretty stagnant with that. Your body's an adaptation machine, so you kind of want your body to always be adapting to something, because if it's not, it's going the opposite way. But I'll say that for another day. Without wasting any time, awareness is going to be critical, but especially when you're training, it's really important that you implement that awareness into how you're moving, because when you build up your awareness over time, movement becomes effortless, fluid, and lovely. No exaggeration. I love getting up and working out every day because I'm not working through pain. So something that I like to do is either a standing, lying, or sitting meditation, right? And I know a lot of meditation practices have a lot of visualization going on or certain breathing pattern. That's not what this is for. Simply just to give your body an opportunity to feel. This is to give you an opportunity to understand what it means to feel. And when you can actually feel what's going on in your body without using your hands to touch what's the areas or the problem areas, that alone is actually what starts to heal. So, just for example, and these are on my Instagram page too, just in case you guys are wondering. So standing meditation is as simple, and I can make a tutorial for this another day, but this is just the practice that I use. You have your feet about shoulder width apart. You stand. You can have your hands on the middle of your thigh. You can have them like you're holding it right underneath your belly button, or you can have them in tree hugging posture. And in this position, I'm not trying to control anything. I'm not trying to fix anything. I'm not trying to manipulate anything. Other than holding my posture, I'm just allowing my body the opportunity to fix itself. And all I'm doing is scanning. Start at my feet, move up into my lower legs, to my upper legs, lower back. And what you'll find over time is that the more that you can do this and the better that you get at feeling what's happening in your body, the faster your recovery becomes, the more stable and resilient your system and your body becomes. And then it translates to your movement, especially as an athlete. Also, a bonus is mental clarity. My cousin asked me on the phone a few days ago if you could have $1 million or if you could regulate your nervous system, which one would you choose? I'm choosing regulate my nervous system every single time. Why? Because your nervous system is your quality of life. And the better it works, the better your quality and perception of life is. So I could take my awareness and put it into a movement such as that one, or I could take it into a lunge, Essentially, I just get my posture straight. I just descend. And this position isn't difficult for me. And if it is, it's a mental task. It's more mental for me than it is physical. Not because I'm just holding the position. No, it becomes a mental task because I'm actively scanning my body for what's happening in time. Is my lower back tightening? Is my foot working harder than my hip? Is my adductor trying to take over the movement more than my glute medius? Those kinds of things are things that you should feel rather than have to overanalyze. Your body will send you the signals. You just have to pay attention and bring your awareness there. Awareness essentially teaches your body how to release, how to let go, how to calm down. When your system's stuck in a state of fight or flight, or it feels like it needs to tense up to protect you, when you are able to implement awareness and be able to direct your attention to areas of your body that have been crying and screaming for it for a long time, your body actually begins to stop guarding, and that's when movement starts to feel better. So whether I take that into a push-up, a plank, a squat, a lunge, whatever movement I take it into, I always take my attention and I direct it where my body needs it. My lower back tightening, my shoulders crouching up to my ears, those kinds of things. So that's also going to be really important. And then lastly, as an athlete, I noticed for me personally, when I was able to find my awareness and direct it and use it as a superpower, I jumped higher, ran faster, I was way stronger, and I was able to make better decisions under pressure. Because again, it's just like that quote, you can't control life, only how you respond to it. My goal wasn't to change what was happening around me. My goal was to make my system resilient to whatever external circumstances or situation is present in my life. So the more that my body is able to remain in a state of poise, cool, calm, and collectedness under pressure, that's what I want. I want to be unshakable. And so it translates over, it carries over to your movement. When you put your foot in the ground, when you cut, when you're getting ready to explode, when you're sitting in a stance, getting ready, you don't want your system to crumble under pressure. You don't want your system to fold and to start putting you in a protective state that actually ends up making your body fight against you. So that's why awareness is going to be super important. So the takeaways from this video that you should always get is, number one, awareness has to be a priority. Awareness has to be a priority. Sorry, guys. I had a dog. It's the reason that chronic stress actually turns into chronic pain. Your body, your brain can't tell the difference. So, two, you have to make sure that awareness is carried over into your movement. Carry your awareness over into how you move, and you can implement it into movement and integrate it into the other principles that I'll go down later. You want movement to be natural and organic. You want it to be flow and fluid. So over time, this happens the more that you practice it. So remember to keep all of these things in mind. Awareness is going to be probably the most powerful thing that you could even train while you're here on this earth. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. If you have any comments, concerns, questions, you can also follow my Instagram at BusyFit Blueprint. You can follow my TikTok at BusyFit Blueprint. And then just remember, I'm here to help y'all. Y'all will be monitoring my journey. Pretty soon I'll be kind of posting some more of my training. You can go on my shorts though. My shorts have a lot more of what it looks like when I'm training, and the things that I'm doing, and kind of like the cueing and attention behind the movements. If you want some one-on-one personalized coaching, you can also drop a comment for that, or especially DM me, and we'll get you right, man. So you guys have a great day.